Hello everybody, welcome back to Sunday Berries. Today we're going to continue what we were doing last week, and that is swatching my Schmincke Horadam watercolors. And today I'm going to be doing a set that is a trial set that I purchased. They were pretty accessible, and I will link them below just in case you want to try them. And I also purchased 2 additional colors, which were Payne's Gray Bluish and Madder Brown, as I mentioned on my swatch last week. And if you haven't watched that one, I'm going to link it right here with a little card. I've been playing around with the colors that I swatched last week, and I did this little stuffed bunny, and we are going to continue discovering Schmincke. So right now, let's go ahead and start swatching. Before I do, I want to show you, this is the granulation set, super granulation set. It's the desert one. It's the only one that I have. I'm planning to acquire the other ones, but you know, I have to pay for this, so you have to go slow. Without much further ado, let's go ahead and start. And as usual, I will be doing a mass tone and diluted version. And here is our mass tone. Oh my god, this color. It's very smooth. And it's very interesting color. I think, I'm not sure if I have seen this color in watercolors before. I don't think so. And I do know that this color is a historical one. And I do know that it's not related to William Turner, as a lot of people tend to think. But I've never seen it in watercolors, and oh boy, I am impressed with the color. And there's something about historical pigments that makes you go like, oh my god. But this one is quite beautiful, and it has, it's an elegant color. That's what I would say. It's quite the perfect value as well. Diluted version. Wow. The diluted version is also very elegant. It's just beautiful and breathtaking. It leaves me a little bit speechless. And sometimes this happens too when I'm looking at a color that I find very striking to look at. This is one of those times. I don't even remember if I gave you the information for this color. This is Turner's Yellow, and the pigment is PY216, and this is semi-opaque and staining. I find it absolutely beautiful. I am really blown away with this color. I got a little bit emotional, so please forgive me. I don't know if other people get emotional when looking at colors or too overly excited. I don't know how to explain it. So the next one up is Quinacridone Gold Hue. The pigment is PY150 and PR101. It has good light fastness. It is semi-opaque and semi-staining. Here we go with our mass tone. Wow. It is absolutely beautiful. Wow. That's a color that is quite striking. And diluted version. Wow. My smile is like a really big green because, oh my God. I had a viewer that said there was so much joy in swatching colors, and there is. I find it so not only relaxing, because at this point I can't really relax watching these colors come alive in front of my eyes, but they are absolutely gorgeous, and it's joyful to see colors like this. And look at how these two become almost two different pigments, and they are because we have two pigments, so they separate really nicely. It's not a complete separation, but it's a quite striking difference between a mass tone and diluted version. The next one up is Potter's Pink, and this is PR233. It has good light fastness, it is granulating, and it is transparent and non-staining. So I'm wondering if I should put a little bit more here so we can get that mass tone. And here we go with our mass tone. Oh my God. Can you see that granulation? Wow. Okay, I want to add a little bit more maybe. Oh, wow. This is really something. I have tried Potter's Pink before, and I think it was Daniel Smith, and it didn't look like this color. This one seems to me a little bit stronger, but it's beautiful, and the granulation is impressive. I am shocked with this one. I am really impressed by it. It's actually breathtaking. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Look at this. There is something about the swatch today that has me feeling a little bit emotional. I don't know why, but these colors are really impressive. And well, maybe it could be that I tend to like these colors in general in terms of more earthier tones, and maybe that's why. But These are absolutely breathtaking colors, and I am very impressed. The next one up is Cobalt Violet Hue. The pigment is PV62. It has good light fastness. It is transparent and non-staining mastone. Oh my God. Such a delicate violet. It is quite beautiful. Diluted version. Wow. It seems to granulate. I have to check if this is a granulating color. But wow, it is gorgeous. Oh, okay. The granulation on Potter's Pink, it's just insane. And the cobalt, yes, it is granulating. Wow. Okay, so this one is strongly granulating, and this one is also very much granulating very strongly as well. Wow. Potter's Pink, every second that is passing by, the granulation is coming even stronger. And I cannot wait to see, oh my God, this colors. It's just insane. This granulation is very much like, for example, the Bronzite Genuine and the Lunar Black that I have seen. Those are the granulating colors that I have seen that are similar to these two. And this is impressive. I am completely in love. They are so far. Look at these colors, how beautiful. These are unlike the set that I swatched last week. The others were very vivid, very strong, brilliant, bright colors that wanted to jump off the page. These are more subdued, but just as beautiful. Incredible colors. I am very impressed with Schmincke. The next one up is French Ultramarine. The pigment is PB29. It has good light fastness. It is granulating. I can't wait to see this one. It is transparent and non-staining. Mastone. Wow. Even as I go with the brush, you can see the pigment separating as you, or granulating actually, just granulating. Let me try and put a little bit more. It's a gorgeous color too. This one is very intense. It's very much like the ones that we saw last week. The granulation already is coming through, and it's lovely. I can't wait to see a dry, diluted version. Immediately you see that granulation coming through. It's incredible. I do love granulating colors simply because I think they fascinate me, the way a pigment has this granulating properties, and also because of the fact that you can achieve very interesting, very interesting Oh my God, I'm speech. I am speechless again. You can achieve very interesting textures with this. It's incredible. And because watercolors are unlike other mediums, for example, acrylics or oils, where you can actually create the textures in a painting, the watercolors are, I find personally, at the very least, I find them different because you can't achieve texture so easily or so readily. You have to work for those textures in terms of building up and creating that illusion. But with granulating colors, you just have that instant effect of texture, and that amazes me. This French ultramarine is, whoa, it is creating a granulation that is almost in a circular pattern. It's really stunning and impressive. And the diluted version, it's still drying down, so we'll see more of this granulation later on. The color is just lovely. The Potter's Pink, actually, it's very, very strong granulation. The cobalt violet hue, it's a little bit more subtle, but it might be because I didn't use as much water as I did with this one. Well, I'm just blown away. The next one up is Madder Brown PR206. It is semi-transparent and semi-staining, and it has good light fastness. Mastone. Okay, I was not expecting this color at all. Why was I expecting a brown? Because it's in the name, I should know better. Wow. Wow. Diluted version. Whoa. Oh my God. Their English Venetian red that we swatched last week, it's very close to this one when diluted. And I remember that I was telling you that usually the PR101 in the diluted version is it's where it throws me off, because I do like the Mastone but not the diluted version. And the diluted version for Schmincke, and actually the Mastone for the English Venetian red, it's just absolutely stunning. And this one, it's amazing. The perfect color when it comes to a brick like color. This for me would be a good replacement for the PR101, although I have to say that the English Venetian red that we swatched last week, it's possibly my favorite among the Venetian reds that I have tried. So yeah. But this Madder Brown, oh, it's stealing my heart. Love it. The next one up is Perlin Green. The pigment is PBK31. It has good light fastness. It is opaque and semi-staining. Mastone. No. Wow. You can see the green, but it is so very dark. Oh, wow. I love it. I am so impressed. Wow, this is intense. This is deep. It's, it's perfect for foliage. This is the perfect green to create depth in your work. Wow, just that intensity. I cannot wait to see the diluted version. So let's take a look. Diluted? Oh, wow. So far, all the perylines that I have tried have been amazing, have been very striking, very beautiful colors. And this green it's a drop dead green. It's that beautiful. Really, really nice colors. Really interesting. Wow. The next one up is Payne's Gray Bluish, and the pigments are PBK6 and PB15 column 6. It has good light fastness. It is semi-opaque and semi-staining. I keep having trouble with those symbols. I have to study more. And here we go with our mastone. Wow. I love Payne's Gray, and I have seen it in most of my swatches so far. This one is not disappointing so far. It is that deep, dark Payne's Gray that you would expect. I don't know if lush would be the word for it, but it feels like it. It's really incredible. The reason why I picked this color is because all the Payne's Grays that I have been looking at tend to be more gray than blue, and since this one was bluish, I was really interested because in acrylics I use a lot of Payne's Gray and it makes such a beautiful blue. Here's the diluted version. Oh my god. Oh yes, this is the Payne's Gray that I love and know. Wow. I believe Schmincke has another Payne's Gray. I think it's called Schmincke Payne's Gray. So I have to take a look at that one. But I did pick this one because it said bluish, and I was looking into getting a Payne's Gray closer to what I know. And this one is. And I am so excited about that. So excited. And probably this is not even the best diluted version. This is quite dark. I could have gone lighter, but the pigment load here is just insane. I am going to allow this to dry and I will be right back. And we're back, and for some reason I feel very emotional. I think it's because of Turner's yellow. As soon as I started swatching it, I felt it was so beautiful that I suppose it pulled some strings in me, but I cannot actually pinpoint exactly what happened. So I don't know if it's that I am very emotional today or if Turner's yellow made me feel something that I am not aware of, but there's something about Turner's yellow that really engulfed me in emotion. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very delicate, very elegant color. The Quinacridone gold hue I have seen in other swatches from other brands, and this one is absolutely gorgeous. Potter's Pink is just as gorgeous in other brands as it is here, but the difference would be how incredibly granulating this is. The granulation is very strong and very intense, and the cobalt violet hue has a very strong granulation as well, but it is softer than you would see in Potter's Pink. It's the perfect violet for me because I do like toned down colors. And the French ultramarine, wow. As well as the Potter's Pink here. It's both are wow colors for me. The granulation on this French ultramarine is very strong as well. And just by looking at these two, it reminds me a lot of the granulation from the Lunar Black, for example, that I've swatched with Daniel Smith, and the Bronzite Genuine, which are the most granulating colors that I have swatched from Daniel Smith. I have swatched Daniel Smith in French ultramarine, but it's a different type of granulation. It's not as strong as this one. This one is very strong. And the Madder Brown was a complete surprise. The Perlin Green, wow. This is absolutely incredible. I love it. I find colors like this very moving for me because I love this type of darkness and this type of softness at the same time. And it's incredible that the Perlin Green takes you right into a forest. For some reason, you can see that dense foliage and the darks and the lights. You can work with this color in both ways, and it just reminds you of that feeling of being inside a forest surrounded by nature. It's very earthy. Love this color. And the Payne's Gray blew my mind away because this Payne's Gray Bluish is very close to what I'm used to with acrylics. And it has that blue that I love, which is that in-between blue and gray that can be so beautiful in acrylics. And here we have found the one. And I think that it's incredible. I have to see the Payne's Gray that they have. I think it's called Schmincke Payne's Gray. I don't have it, so I have to look at the chart again and be sure about the name. But they do have another one, and this one, I think I read it was to fulfill the desires of people from the international community that wanted to see a lot more blue in it, so they call it Bluish. It's the perfect Payne's Gray in my eyes. So with this, we are seeing a lot more muted colors and some intense and emotional for me. These three being very intense granulating colors. And if this is an example of their granulation, I cannot even begin to imagine the super granulating colors. I am very impressed by Schmincke Horadam Watercolors. I cannot deny that at this point. I love the tones. I love the hues. I love everything that they are offering. Schmincke has really not only taken me by surprise, but also moved me in different ways. So here I am again I had to stop the video earlier because, as you know, life happens. And right now, it's like 1 a.m. in the morning, maybe a little bit more. And I just sat down to finish the video that I couldn't finish during the day. The best part about doing it now is that the house is completely quiet and there is no rush. As I was mentioning, I think I was at the point where I was going to show you some of my work because I want to include you in that side of me that I haven't shared this far. I have been speaking about how I work with acrylics and oils, and that those are the mediums I'm coming from and into watercolors. I find watercolors to be incredibly intriguing to me, and I want to be able to work freely and be myself or find myself in this medium. And I'm finding it a little bit hard and challenging. And that is because obviously I'm new and I need to go step by step. And sometimes you want to rush and get where you want to be. But well, with this media, you have to take it slow. You have to go through the steps. You have to start, as in anything, from the very beginning, from scratch. And that's where I am at. I probably am in the very first stages of learning how to work with watercolors. But I did want to show you a little bit of my work in acrylics. And here is the first one. This is obviously a study. This is how I work. I work first in small scale and I figure out more or less the composition that I want to do. From here, I take it to a larger scale. I find myself in a place where I'm not painting how I used to paint in the beginning. I started painting with a lot of figure in my work, and I then moved to landscapes, and then I went back to figures, and slowly I started to work in a very loosely manner, and that helped me to slowly transition into my abstraction. And when I got to abstraction, that's when I find myself where I needed to be in my career. Right now, I feel I am in a different stage where the way I paint has shifted and has changed dramatically. And slowly but surely, I have seen a lot of growth and a lot of maturity in my work. And I am really happy that that is happening. I will show you another one, which is very simple. It's a simple black and white, and what I love about this and how it relates to watercolors, it's how I build textures and values. And again, this is a simple black and white, a monochromatic, if you will, but the textures that I am achieving, I am enjoying very much. And the reason why I mentioned this has a little bit to do with watercolors is because I do love the granulating colors, and I find them fascinating because otherwise creating textures or the illusion of a texture with watercolor, I find very challenging as well. These granulating colors inspire you to work with texture that seems to be almost immediate. It is immediate. That's what I'm trying to say. With acrylics, you have to work on it. Both acrylics and oils have body to them, which helps a lot when building your layers and building your textures. I find textures with watercolors a lot more difficult and interesting. And the last one I will be showing is this one. It's another study, just like the others, because again, I work at a large scale. It's completely different from what I used to do before. I am enjoying this new stage in my work. It's taken me to a point where I feel very comfortable with it. But at the same time, I am so in love with watercolors. I want to be able to translate this into my watercolor painting, and I don't seem to know how to do that. So I feel a little bit fearful that I won't be able to do that. However, the reason why I created this channel was precisely to take the journey into watercolors and start learning, and hopefully being able to share that journey with others. And if others are in the same stage as I am, that they can grow with me. So with watercolors, I am at this stage. I do love illustrations. I am very passionate about art, any type of art. It's helping me develop my drawings again. And well, this I have done in the spirit of learning and enjoying myself with watercolors. This is where I want to get. This is the goal I want to get in watercolor. I don't know if that's going to happen, but hopefully it will. But that's the goal. But this is where I am right now. It's an illustration. It's very simple. I'm still learning. I'm having a lot of trouble and my head is spinning, but I am enjoying every step of the way, and hopefully I will be able to share more of what I'm doing with watercolors with you. Particularly, I am going to start doing a lot of exercises, and I would love to share that with you if you want me to. And the reason why I want to start doing exercises is because I want to continue moving forward, feeling a little bit more sure of myself when I go to the paper, and try to work as closely as my work with acrylics. So yeah, this is the stage I am at. You have seen some of my work, so you know where the goal is. And I am very excited because I get to share this with you. And hopefully, if you are at the same stage that I find myself in, or even if you are in a very mature stage of watercolors, that you can too enjoy the process and the discovery and exploration of this new media. I do feel like a fish out of water. That is something I need to work with. I also need to stop feeling so fearful of allowing myself to create messes and let go and make mistakes, even though deep inside I know exactly where I want to go, and I'm finding it very difficult to get there. So if you have any advice, please leave me a message in the comments and let me know if you've been there and you have taken your work in watercolors from a different media and you've brought it over, how you got to, or how you managed to merge your knowledge, your work, and your style into a different media. And at first glance, it might seem very simple and easy to do, but sometimes fear can be quite the highest mountain to climb or overcome. So yeah, that's where I am. That had nothing to do with Schmincke, but I did want to take the opportunity to share this with you. With that said, I am blown away with Schmincke. Schmincke colors for me are absolutely breathtaking and incredible to work with. They simply feel good. It's an incredible feeling, and that's the same feeling I felt while doing the swatches for Daniel Smith. And I think those two brands right now are head to head, closely followed by Sennelier. So yeah, I do have many other brands to go, so we'll see what happens then. But right now, I would like to get to know Schmincke Colors as much as I want to get to know Daniel Smith. I do have the dot card for Daniel Smith, and I want to get a dot card for Schmincke, and that way I will be able to decide which colors I want to invest in, because both brands can be expensive, and I want to be really certain of the colors that I want to have. So that's it, my friends. We have come to the end of the video. Hopefully you're going to continue this journey along with me, and now you can probably understand why I decided to create this channel. I am very passionate about watercolors. I discovered them not recently, because obviously I knew about them, but I discovered that I had an actual passion for watercolors very recently, and I've been in that search and trying to understand and learn more about these colors. And so far the experience have been very rewarding, not only because the colors and the media is so wonderful, but also because I am making new friends. I'm getting to know all of you, and I am really, really thankful for that. Hopefully you'll stay for the ride. So, my friends, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for enjoying my videos. Thank you for your comments. I so appreciate each and every one of your comments. They mean a lot to me. I think I've said everything I needed to say. You know the rest. So please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.